Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know, I always start my show off with gratitude, people, because that's the only way to live, with gratitude. I am thankful to be above ground to see another day. It's kind of overcast right now, but I love it either way because it's the rainy season and we're in the hurricane season. And I love the rain. I love the thunder, the lightning. I like when the earth shakes, and you just hear that pouring rain. It just brings a peace to me. Yes. People usually buy those things, those little meditation recordings where you can hear like the forest and the animals and the birds. I don't have to buy that. I live in it. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. And all the waves of the ocean, they buy that. Yeah, I can just go by the beach and I hear that. Yeah, that's amazing. We must appreciate what we have and be thankful. So I have with me today, I hope I pronounce her name properly. Let me give it a try. Is it Jothi Duga?
That's right. It's
Yay! I got it right. So that's a big tick for me. Jothi Duga. Yes?
That's right.
Let me tell you a bit about her and what we are talking about today. We're talking about the power of chaos in leadership. Let me repeat that. The power of chaos in leadership. So Jothi is an author, international speaker, holistic wellness specialist and coach, dance director. That missed my eyes a while ago. Oh my gosh, we have something in common. And an award-winning leading female cybersecurity executive. Now, really, do you really think cybersecurity goes with dance director and wellness? Really, it doesn't go. So she'll have to explain that. As a pioneer in the field of cybersecurity and one of just a handful of leading female CISOs in the world, she is truly passionate about empowering women to face their fears. Yes, shout out to the women. Build confidence in themselves and shatter the glass ceiling. Take up a rock and throw it at the glass ceiling. That's what I suggest. With a lifelong commitment to empowering people to take charge of their health, wellness, career, and their life as a whole, Jothi founded the Power of Healing 360 Holistic Wellness Practice. Welcome, Jothi, to Between the Lines.
Thank you so much. I'm so blessed to be here today.
Yes, we both are blessed to be here today. I love it. That color behind you of your wall, it's something that attracts me. I've noticed it at other places. That sort of, it's like a red, brownish, I don't know what kind of paint it is, but it's really nice. It stands out. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I love colors, so my whole house has different colors in every room.
Yes, I love it. Me too, because I see you have multicolors behind you. Yes, that's nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Jothi, tell me something. Why are you a cybersecurity professional? You're into wellness. You're a dance director. You're an author. No, all of this in one person? No. I mean, and cybersecurity, a leading female? No, that's a man's world. What are you doing there, Jothi? What are you doing there?
I'm going to change it. Yeah, I didn't always know I actually never knew what my real path was. So I kind of just went where life took me, and opportunities came, and I never said no to anything coming my way, because I figured if it's coming my way, it's coming for a reason, and it's happening for me. So I'm just gonna, go ride those waves of chaos.
I love that. You said a couple of things that resonate with me, and I want to repeat that. You didn't know where you were going. You didn't know what your career path is. And a lot of people, no matter what age they are, it's not a matter of 20s, 30s, because we are programmed to believe that when you're in like your 20s, that you're supposed to know what you want. You should have your life together, and then they tell you at age 30 you should start, get married and have children. I don't know who came up with this crap. I'm telling you, who came up with this timeline? Really? So there are people in their 40s, 50s, 60s living a life that is not really what they want to be. And so riding that wave, as you said, of chaos, just going with wherever the opportunities take you. And you said yes. The important thing is you said yes, because you just never know where it can lead you. Yes, I want people to take that as the first tip or tips coming out of the episode. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And you live in an island, so you're surrounded by water, and
Yes.
water is one of my favorite elements to base life off of, because water can be fierce, like a tsunami type
Oh,
of wave. You know, it's something triggers the wave, and then it's
mm-hmm.
being a little weird, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like coming at you with this big roar, and then it's gonna just abolish everything in your path.
Yeah.
But water can also be calm and
Oh, yeah.
peaceful and just have that
Yes.
serene, no waves at all kind of moment.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, that
So
is,
I look at our bodies and as as water, and so we can be malleable and flexible, or we could just be like rigid and come at it with full force.
you know, you said something there, our bodies, but our bodies is made up of 70% or 75% water. So we are a lot water based. Besides spirit, which is total energy, our bodies, the physical makeup is 75% or more water, which is significant. So we should be malleable, flexible, and water, I know, just like you said, a tsunami, water can be a very dangerous thing if it chooses to be. If it chooses to be, it can destroy anything in its path. And I remember when I was in Southeast Asia some years ago with the tsunami, you saw that water just moving tankers, buildings, trucks in front of your eyes. In front of your eyes. The everyday thing that you would fear, it actually took it like
Right.
if it was paper. It took it like if it was paper or a toy truck and moved it. So I have total respect for water. Total respect for water. And yet it can be very calming and peaceful and still, like you said. I have a question for you on that, since you're health and wellness and all of that. Fire and water, which would you choose?
I think you need both.
Why do you have to make it so difficult, Jothi?
I mean, you need fire to help you feel the warmth
Mm,
sometimes, and actually sometimes to light things up.
mm,
So I believe in shining my own light and not being afraid of shining my own light. And
yes.
I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to show off, or I'm not
No,
trying to
no.
credit. But by you shining your light, you now have lightened others as well, and now you
Yes,
give them the ability to allow themselves to shine their own
yes,
light.
yes.
Uh,
I come like the Marian Williamson poem. I love that. Yes, about
right.
don't dim your light for others. Thinking
Yeah.
that you're doing them any justice. You
Yeah.
shine your light, and hopefully your light will help to illuminate their light and encourage them. Yes, absolutely right.
So you need the
Yeah,
water part as well. So it's almost like you can't live without either element,
yeah,
but it's all in moderation and
yes. A
how you.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You need balance. You need balance. My word. So, Jyoti, tell me about this chaos in leadership. When you talk about leadership, most people don't put chaos, the power of chaos in leadership. Because leadership, they think, yeah, you would have challenges, of course. You're dealing with people. Let's say you're running the world, whether president or a corporation or CEO or your own business or the community, doesn't matter. You're leading or in your own family. Let's break it down to that. A parent, your own family. And because I don't think parents see themselves as leaders at all. I think they just see themselves as parents, biologically push children out, and that's that. But they are actually the beginning of leadership. So, when you talk about the power of chaos in leadership, I want you to explain that statement and what angle are you coming from and how we could benefit from that.
Sure. Yeah. And you're exactly right. You don't have to necessarily be a leader in your work environment, although it definitely applies to you if you are, but you're also a leader of your own life.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost always leading at least one other person, whether it's your kids, maybe it's even your spouse that you're leading, or maybe it's your parents that you're leading. Just because they're your parents doesn't mean that they automatically just know more than you, because
Exactly. I want you
you're
to say
born.
that again. Jyoti, I need you to say that again because what they say, a child shall lead them. Yes. So there's nothing wrong with you bearing a child and he or she teaching you a few things that you need to know.
Yeah, yeah. They were born to you, and this kind of goes on the spiritual side, but they were born to you for a reason.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and they're already at a higher elevation than you just by being born to you at a much later time.
No,
So
Jothi. No, Jothi. What are you coming with on my show? No, no. What are you saying? Look, Jothi, let me process that because I am in agreement with you, sweetie. I am in agreement with you. But a lot of parents don't see that. They see it as I am here before you. I know more than you. You need to depend on me. You need to listen to me. Whatever I say, you do. Do not ask any questions. You follow exactly as I say. Do as I say and not as I do. Should I keep going on?
so let me ask you one question. So the dinosaurs were here before you. Do you listen to the dinosaurs?
Let me think on that, Jyoti. Hold on. That sounds like a trick question. Well, if we were to have a Jurassic Park again, maybe, but not right now.
The cavemen were here before you, and they were acting like barbaric people. Just they had one thing in their minds was to basically survive past the saber-toothed tigers, and women just basically stayed in their caves and gave birth to children and protecting their children by the time the men came home. So really, we should be listening to them if that were the case.
I never thought about it that way. The dinosaur and me,
Yeah.
the caveman and me. Although I'm thinking the caveman life seems a lot nicer right now, given the life we are living. I would like to fight a saber-tooth tiger right now. I think that's fun. You know.
Obviously, as you can see, I'm not trying to be the popular guest here, but I am.
For sure, you're not the popular guest. Let me tell you right now, because you're actually really changing things, Jyoti Dugar. What are you doing? Because any parent listening to you would not like that. They'd be like, "What? No, I'm in charge here. I'm in charge here. You don't
Yeah,
know anything."
yeah. So if that's, and I know that you're absolutely right. That's what most parents want to believe.
I like that.
What they're forgetting is the world is constantly evolving, right? Plants are evolving, trees are evolving, the earth is evolving, the galaxies evolving. So are people. So just
No,
because.
no, Jyoti, nobody is evolving. Where did you get that crazy idea from? Nobody is evolving. Everything remains the same, girl. What is wrong with you? No, COVID came. COVID is still around. They tell you wear your mask. They open up and they start opening up things now, as the countries have, done what they need to do. And everybody has just gone back to default as opposed to realizing, hold on, we just came through this thing. It's not resolved yet. There still is no cure, no vaccine. We should still be careful. This is what they call, well, they term it a new normal. We need to move with new knowledge, new information going forward. But no, we go back. We go back to what we know by default. My word. So I don't know, Jyoti, if people realize they're not conscious beings, Jyoti, they're not conscious to realize
Well,
that the
actually,
world is evolving.
brought up the topic of COVID, which is actually a great segue into chaos. So all of this chaos is happening for a reason, right? It's meant for a reason. So if we kind of take it as something that we just want to get rid of, which is what we were trying to do all this time, like, oh, COVID, oh, let's just try to get rid of it. Just find vaccine and then just get rid of it. And then what happened? Oh, things got worse. Okay, then you try even harder to get rid of it, and now it's like, oh, now it's like even harder and even harder. So what we end up doing when we try to get rid of the chaos is it's just gonna, chaos loves you. It's gonna always follow you around. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
your you may think of it as your worst enemy
Oh
or
yeah.
worst
Yeah.
friend. It's actually your best friend,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it's there to teach you to evolve. and also how to invite it in at certain times. And that's what I do in my program. So I actually teach people how to differentiate between the different types of chaos. So I call it the tsunami chaos as for the ugly chaos. I riptide chaos for the bad chaos. That's the unknown unknown. And then I call good chaos. So you could play COVID as good and bad. So for some people like me, it's actually been a great experience just because the world is finally starting to understand how important their own mental health and wellness is.
Oh my word, Jothi, don't go there. And I find you going a lot of places you're not supposed to go. And I'm like, I am like, you realize there was a lot of latent things that were just dormant in people during COVID, and it just raised the hell up. And I'm like, I told people this. I said, this is going to start happening because people were sent home. They now have to live with their wife and children, who they would say bye, see you later, you know, rush the kids off to school, drop the wife off wherever or whatever, you know. They go to the office. They had a certain routine which they were okay with. Now you have changed that routine. You throw a spanner in the mix, and now you have changed your routine. My word, what are you doing? You're telling me to stay home. I don't have to get up to drive my car to show off. You know, pop my horn on the highway when I go to work and show off that I'm driving this car and boast that I'm in this particular job title and give people commands. And then I have to come home and now I'm home with my children and my wife. This is driving me mad. So it brought up a lot of mental issues.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, I've been trying to, yeah. And I've been trying to make this case for the last 2 years before COVID hit, like how important your own mental health and wellness is, not only for yourself and at home, but also you bring your whole self to the workplace. So here you are facing all of these issues and struggles that you probably haven't figured out how to resolve for yourself. And then you're bringing that to a workplace setting, or if you have your own business, you're bringing that to your business. Or if you don't have a business and you're at home, you're still bringing it somewhere. If you're alive, you're bringing it somewhere.
It's crazy. So chaos, we talk about chaos, the power of chaos in leadership and how we manage it. So let's look at chaos on a personal level, because you said you have the tsunami, you have the riptide, and you have, you know, the different categories. Let's talk about chaos in your life as a leader, personal leader. How do you manage that? What is one tip you can share with somebody at that level, on a personal level? Then let's say you're a leader in your home, and let's say you're a leader at your workplace or at church. So let's look at 3 different you know, situations: personal, at home, and let's say in your workplace or community.
Sure. So, so in any of those situations, so we talked about the tsunami chaos, and we talked about how a tsunami even forms. So there's usually a trigger. Usually in a tsunami, it's an earthquake, or there's some sort of disruption in the water, and then it causes the ocean to kind of act a little weird, and then it just kind of roars, you know, across.
Right.
So that happens in our body, mind, and energy as well. So if you look at our body using a mind-body energy connection, the tsunami chaos, most of the time, we are adding our own chaos to ourselves because we're looking for the solution outward, where this person said something, so they hurt my feelings. Oh, that situation happened, so I feel frustrated or angry. Oh, that person didn't do something, they need to change for me to feel happy. So we're always kind of looking for something or someone to change instead of looking within, like what is the thing, right? What is the trigger within us? And what is the subconscious fears or subconscious blocks within us that actually attracted the situation to us? And until you start understanding it, first of all, and then starting to release those subconscious blocks, we're going to continuously start attracting all of these people, all of these situations to us until one day it's going to start manifesting in our physical body. So usually when someone has something like cancer happen to them, depression, anxiety, all of these are just coming from systemic ways that you think of yourself. So when you're always looking to the outside world to solve your issues instead of looking within, it's going to start manifesting itself into a physical issue, because then you're actually going to do something about it.
But here's the thing about it, Jothi. Nobody wants to look within. That is scary. People like us will do that. We look within, we're not looking outside for the solution because we know it's off. But as I said before, people are not conscious. They are like walking dead. So they are not going to be aware that they need to look within. And when you tell them look within, they're like, look within where? I have on my clothes. Look within where? Look.
And yeah, and actually that's like what you said when you mentioned clothes. It's actually a great segment because, or segue, I keep saying segment. When I talk about bad chaos and why I resemble that to riptide, because what happens in the riptide is, you know, the ocean just looks perfectly fine. It just looks like there's a bunch of waves there, and then but as soon as you enter in the middle of the riptide current, it just starts like circulating, and then it just pushes you like way out in the middle of the ocean, or it pulls you under. So it's kind of the unknown wave type. So there is an unknown there's a lot of unknown energetic factors that are going on around you. And what do I mean by that? So it's things like feng shui, for example. So maybe you're looking for a relationship, but in your bedroom you have a picture of a desert with a lonely tree, and you thought the picture looked beautiful and you love the desert, but the energy that you're actually attracting to yourself is of loneliness. So in essence, you don't know that you're doing this because you just bought the picture thinking, you know, it looks cool, but here, you know, the energy of the picture is actually bringing that sort of experiences to you. And we mentioned color. So, you know, the reason, so there's also energy profiling. So if you didn't know what your energy profile was, so let's say mine is number 1. So for me, I need to wear like really light colors that are like fun, outgoing, because that's my energy. But if I didn't know that and I started wearing like blacks and dark blues and like really heavy clothing, which I actually used to do before, and I used to wonder why I feel so tired all the time. But the moment I started changing around my colors, my clothes, my hairstyles, the colors of the walls around me, my whole energy started changing. So I started getting my own.
That's interesting. I'm sorry for cutting you, but I find that very interesting because people, like I said, the unconscious thing, walking dead. How can we discover what our energy profile is? Do you offer that type of service? Because like when I came on the show with you, the first thing I noticed the reddish color behind you. I noticed the color. I'm a color person. I love colors, you know, and there are certain colors that attract me, like blue. Blue is my thing. I love blue, which I know has to do with the throat chakra, which is one of my core areas because I'm into communications, and of course the throat has to do with communications. So, you know, it just goes, you know. But I like to wear, like I'm wearing yellow now. I love yellow. I love cool, not loud colors, but what should I say? I like earthly colors, things like that. Now that makes me feel good. I'm attracted to certain things that will uplift me, make me feel good. Not that I know what my energy profile is in terms of colors, but I'm just attracted. My spirit calls me to wear certain types of clothes, to wear certain types of colors that really enhances my complexion, my mood, my being. Yeah. So if persons want to discover that, to help them because they may be tired like you, like you were all the time, or feeling down, or how can they discover that about themselves?
Yeah, so so I have a transformational program that I take people through. So if they're facing burnout, stress, overwhelm, and just a whole bunch of chaos in their life, they're just really confused, or they may feel like they have it all under control, but they're overdoing it. And I, speaking from experience, I thought I had like a super mom. I have 3 kids, and I was doing all different things, and I thought, okay, you know what, I can do it all, like, you know, I don't need any help, and I got this all under control, until one day, you know, I think the universe gave me the sign, like, you need to stop.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm quite familiar with that.
Right. so I then started creating this transformational program. So it'll basically outline the good chaos, the bad chaos, how to get rid of the ugly chaos, and through easy and effective natural healing and mind-body energy techniques for the ugly chaos. And then when we get to the bad chaos, we will do several tests. You know, we will do the energy profile test. We'll do an Ayurveda test. So by understanding your own body, so there's certain, based on your Ayurveda type, you know, you might be eating foods that are just not really good for you, for your body type. You might be doing certain exercises. Say, for example, like I'm a Vata body type. So I really shouldn't be doing like really hardcore, you know, like Iron Man type of exercises. Like for me, it's more gentle, like yoga, walking, meditation, like Tai Chi, you know.
Yes, I love Tai Chi. I started that. I find that really nice and spiritual. I am on your website. As you see, I switched on you. So I switched. So while you were talking, I want people to see what your website is. So it's jothiduga.com. Her name is pretty simple. So I want to go to services to highlight just what you were talking about.
Yeah, so the services, so this one is a site I'm in the process of updating. So these are all the services that I used to do individually before. And then now I'm actually combining them all into one program so that you don't have to try to pick and choose like which one you think is for you. I basically just, you're just going to get it all.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nifty tapping, which is an emotional freedom technique. You know, it's basically a tapping exercise. You kind of tap on like different points of the body.
Yes.
You combine that with you know, pseudo psychology, and it works. It's amazingly effective.
Nice. So we should look back at this website when? Tell us a timeline we can look back.
Yeah, sure. In another couple weeks, this should all be straightened out, and I'll talk more about the transformational program. I'll also have an actual website for the program as well. It's going to be called chaosguru.org.
Okay.
So which will have the actual all the information. So it's going to be a 7-week program, intensive, but you will see an actual transformation. You'll actually learn some of these techniques and modalities for yourself so that you can continue onwards, healing yourself, and also you'll have the ability to help others as well. So like the ocean, I would like to start you know, a ripple wave effect.
Yes,
So
please. We don't need the tsunami. We don't need the tsunami right now, Jothi. We don't need it. Although there are some people who need it to shock them out of wherever they are. So that's okay too. I just went to your contact page because I know it would be probably faster if persons are interested based on what they're hearing to reach out to you here until your website is updated. You know, and they can explain what it is that they're looking for based on what they heard you shared and submitted. So at least you will have, you know, a list of names to follow up with. Yeah?
Yeah. And feel free to email me directly if you'd like at jothi.dugar@gmail.com as well.
That's right. That's right. So let's see here now. I'm just scrolling through. So I'm back to the home page. Is there anything here? Oh, I like the waves of chaos. Look at them. They look so cute. Good chaos, bad chaos, tsunami chaos. My word. And all of them affect leadership. It doesn't matter whether it's in the home or personal, because it carries through. You are the common denominator, is what you're saying, through all of them. Because personally, you will come with that and carry it in the home. You carry it in the home, you carry it at work. Yeah?
Yeah, and I do also do workplace workshops as well, and about chaos management for the workforce or for corporations. You know, if they're not ready to do a full transformational individual program, then I do come to the workplace setting virtually now. I can do everything virtually.
Yes, and COVID has forced people to do these things. I have been encouraging people do virtual, go online, and for the life, Jothi, for years I've been trying. you know, virtually, and they will not understand. They just don't want to do it. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? They're not seeing. They're not seeing. And then, boom, here comes COVID, and everybody had to go online. And I'm like, isn't this what I've been saying all along? You would have been prepared. You will not be like a chicken without head or with your pants down. You would have transitioned so easily. Now there are people, I don't know how to transition. We don't know about technology. I'm like, what is this? Why?
You gotta learn, you gotta ride those good waves of chaos, you know.
Oh my word, I think I need a surfboard. They need to learn to surf.
Right? I mean, that's exactly what the good chaos is. Like you feel like it's the right thing to do, but you're still a little bit scared and anxious, and that's great. You need to be a little bit scared and anxious, because if you're not, that means you're just in your comfort zone, and nothing good comes out of, you know, being in comfort.
Yeah, I like that. And that's a great way to wrap it up. There's nothing good that comes out of comfort. Where you going? How can you grow? What, what is your value? You're just staying there. You're just stagnant. It's only stagnancy, you know. And if stagnancy works for you, well, okay, stay there. But don't get upset when other people are moving along past you. Don't get upset.
Right, right. And you're, by being in your comfort zone, you're inviting in the tsunami chaos, because you're just kind of like this duck. There's like, it's like a game, like a virtual reality game. And you're like this duck that's just going like quack, 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 quack this way, quack, 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 quack this way. Quack, quack, quack. Can you do that?
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. You're just following. You're just following. Nobody's saying, you know, like sometimes you watch, what do you call it? There's some images, all the fishes are going in one direction and one fish beside is going in the other direction. And they'll be like, where are you going? Everybody is going this way. And you're like, why do I
Right.
need to go that way? Why? What?
You know, maybe that one fish knows how to get out of the fishbowl.
Yeah, exactly. Take a leap and go over to the other side.
Yeah. And maybe it's going to go into a huge aquarium, versus all the other fish are just kind of stuck in this fishbowl, thinking that's the whole world is this little fishbowl.
Exactly. They need to watch Finding Nemo. That is what they need to do. Watch Finding Nemo.
Right.
Because when Nemo got lost and his father had to go out into the ocean, and he's like, no, 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 let's stay here. But then he had to find his son. And he
Right.
went on a discovery and discovered the ocean, made friends with whales, sharks, turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were open to a greater world. They never knew they were living in their little, what do you call it, aquarium looking thing.
Right. And it's, and to tie it back to COVID, that's actually what's happening in the world, right? I mean, people thought they couldn't do, you know, they thought they couldn't do coaching online. They thought, corporations thought that, oh, we can't trust our employees teleworking
Yeah, yeah.
once a week. And now what are they doing? Oh, yeah, you know, we're working more at home than we probably did in the workplace.
In the
Because,
workplace?
yeah,
My word.
right?
My word. This is
Cybersecurity,
crazy.
right? It's nonstop. Like, people are calling you day in, day out, before hours, after hours.
Yeah, yeah.
You're it's not like you physically have to walk to the meeting, so they know, like, oh, meeting after meeting after meeting on Zoom, Skype, WebEx.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
Oh,
crazy. And I mean, people are loving it. You know, there are some persons that said they don't know if they want to go back to the face-to-face thing anymore. They
yeah,
just like the idea of this.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they would have never known if COVID didn't come. So when people are making a fuss, there are few, Jothi, that are making a fuss about COVID is because they haven't learned a thing. But for those of us who have, we are happy that COVID came along. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and even from a health perspective, I'm not making light of the situation. There are
No,
dying, there are people that are sick,
of course.
but if they had taken care of their health and wellness
Oh, yes.
ahead of time, then who knows? They may
Who
not have.
knows? They might have been alive.
Yeah,
So
or
now people are forced to take care of themselves, and any little thing they go and make sure and get a checkup, take their vitamins, you know, stop sneezing on people and coughing on people and shaking hands and hugging and all those things unnecessarily. And if you do sanitize, you know, we need to be more vigilant when it comes to our interaction with others and our own self, or the body that we have temporarily. It's borrowed property, people. This is
Right.
borrowed.
Right. And yeah, and that's actually what we teach in the Tsunami Chaos, how to take care of your mind, your body, and your energy naturally. You don't have to go the moment you get symptoms, especially in the Western hemisphere. It's like everyone wants quick fixes. Oh my gosh, I have this headache. I need to get rid of it immediately. Instead of
Yeah,
actually figuring out, like, why do you keep getting headaches? You know,
yeah.
are you under too much stress? Do you have a lot of pent up emotions? Are you constantly thinking negative thoughts? But no one wants to do the work to figure out why you're getting the headaches. You go to
Yeah,
the doctor
yeah,
and the doctor, okay, here's some Tylenol, here's some
yeah.
aspirin, here's something else. And you're basically telling your body, okay, don't give me any more symptoms. Just keep on pushing it,
Yeah.
lower, lower and lower until one day it's going to be so big that now you're going to have to need a lot more chemicals. Like, you'll end up.
The tsunami style of a headache. And I could totally relate to that. It's so funny you mentioned headaches. I have some serious migraines that, I mean, even talking to you now, I thought they're coming on. And it's like, I said to myself, no, I really need to get to a doctor. It's just I don't like doctors and medicine, but I want to get checked out just to eliminate anything that may be going on. And then, like I said, thank you very much. Once I know everything is good in my head, I will just take natural approaches to dealing with it,
Yep.
and if I need to do more meditation, probably move away from stress, do less
Right.
whatever. But once I know physically I am good, I am taking some other approach to dealing with this health thing. I just want to know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's not wait for the tsunami, Let's not wait for the tsunami chaos.
Yeah.
When it's small, we deal with it. Don't wait for the tsunami. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
awesome, Jyoti. This is awesome. Any final words?
Yeah. So, I would just say that don't don't be scared or be fearful of the chaos. It's there to serve a purpose. When we find out what that purpose is, then we can actually resolve it, or we can actually even maybe be daring to actually invite it in. So
Mm-hmm.
just like any other emotions, fear, any sort of emotions that you you might be considering as negative, they're not negative. They're every emotion, every feeling's there for a purpose. We just have to find out what that purpose is, resolve them, and then release them so that you can open your hands to actually invite in all the good stuff and manifest everything that you want in life.
I'm not saying a thing after that. I think that sums up everything because I can't say it any better. And I know when you said invite chaos in, people will be like, really? No. But yes, you do need to have to invite it in sometimes to help you to grow and to become a better version of yourself. Invite it in. And it's not to say like a burglar, invite a burglar in. Sometimes you need to do that. You'll be like, what, why are you trying to break into my house? When you could just say, hey, I would like to have so and so in your house. And you manage that. Instead of him having to break in and match up your door and your window, you can just say, hey, I would like to steal this from your house. And if I don't need to steal, you could just ask, I'll give it to you. So
Or
you
maybe
manage it.
maybe you need to declutter.
That's right. That's right. Right? Manage the chaos. Manage the chaos. Invite it in. Thank you so much, Jyoti Dugar, for sharing your wisdom. I know we went a bit over time. I know we started a little bit late, but that's okay. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. And we're just and we are enjoying ourselves having this conversation. And one day soon, I will definitely take advantage of your program. What I want you to do for me is when you get everything sorted out and your website and everything is settled, I want you to email me at the email, yourfaveradiohost@gmail.com, and let me know so I can check out the program. And once I can, I will. And I would also suggest to you, if you don't mind, if you have like a payment plan to help persons, depending on the price, I don't know what the price is, to help them afford it, because I really think it is something that we should do. We are in 2020. I mean, we're not even at the beginning of 2020 anymore. We're mid 2020. So it's Christmas in the next few months. My word, Jyoti, Christmas. So between now and the end of the year, depending on when you get that sorted out, I would love to find out so that we could take advantage going into 2021. Yeah?
Yes. Most definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will definitely let you know. It should be up in the next couple of weeks or so. So I will definitely send you that link, and all the information will be on there. And we will most certainly have payment plan options for sure.
Nice. Thank you so much. The work that you're doing. We didn't even get to talk about cybersecurity because clearly the most important thing is about wellness here right now and managing that chaos in our leadership. Cybersecurity will be another conversation at another time. It's
Yes.
all about wellness and staying healthy and being a better version of ourselves. So thank you so much for being on Between the Lines. I do appreciate you. I do appreciate the service. And I do appreciate all the tips you shared today. Thank you so much, Jothi.
Thank you so much for having me. It was my blessing and my pleasure.
Thank you.